Welcome to the Brie Pod. I'm here with me, Brie, and we are now on to season 3. What? I cannot believe it that we're here at season 3. I remember I thought last year that I was going to give this up. I thought that I would be done because I just thought, should I keep going? Am I helping? Am I not? And then I still pushed through. And at first, I was doing every Wednesday. But then, as you guys know, I found out I was pregnant. I had my beautiful baby boy. And so I finally decided, you know what? I still want to have my repod, but I also want to be with my son. And now we're doing every other Wednesday. So starting today, this is our first Wednesday of 2023. And from here on out, we will do every other Wednesday for an episode. This also helps me out a lot to, you know, really reflect on my weeks, what I want to talk about, what I want to share. And even I end up finding out a lot of new stuff in that time. So I think this is going to be very beneficial for myself and for all of you, for my listeners. So on that note, last year we talked about a word. I decided resolutions are going out the window because they're kind of really easy to break. They're not even kind of, they are. And I always broke them. Anytime I was like, I'm gonna set this resolution of this, always broke it. And then I was mad at myself, and then shame and guilt followed. And then it was like, what the heck? I thought I was New Year, New Me. But after I spoke to Lisa last year, she said that she chose a word. And for me, I think the word that I chose, and I may have to go back to find out, was safety. And I think I'm actually going to continue that word for 2023 because I feel like 2022 defined what safety can look like and what safety can mean. And I feel like for me, 2023 is going to be what safety actually is as an action. And making those actions, taking those steps to feel safe. And not only for myself, but to help my son feel safe. Now, obviously, when I say safety, I don't mean like put them in bubble wrap and call it a day or anything, even though it's kind of like I wish I could. But I mean just safety, finding safety in vulnerability. Oh, that's scary, isn't it? How do you find safety in vulnerability? That's what I'm going to try to discover in 2023. I think in 2022, I figured out the definition of it. And I know for me, what makes me feel safe are the people that are around me that I can trust, that are loyal and reciprocate love and support. The other part of safety is just feeling that you're okay and getting through certain phobias that we may have, which that I might touch base on, but right now I'm kind of learning about it. So I do have a phobia, and it has to do with death. But I won't go dive into it yet because this is a newfound thing that I'm talking about in therapy and that I'm learning about to see where it's coming from and what it is. If you do want to know more, just please be patient with me because I'm still learning about what its meaning is and what I'm going to do with it. But what I learned from so far is that I need to learn that there is safety, that there can be safety in my vulnerability, even though that does not make any sense in a way. So we'll touch base on that in another time because I don't feel like I'm there yet to be able to discuss on what I mean or what I'm looking at. But so far that what I've just said is where I've gotten with it. It's fairly new actually getting into it and talking about it. So on that note, I named this I Am Brie, Hear Me Roar. And the reason why I named it that is because in 2022, a lot of beautiful things happened, of course. And then, of course, beautiful things that come with 22. There are also sad things that come with 2022. But one of the things that I learned in 2022 is that I, my people pleasing side of me is so strong sometimes that it's kind of nauseating to think about. And it's nauseating to think about in the sense that there was this person, and I'm not going to name who they were or how we're connected, but there's this person that said to me, you are someone that I don't see," basically suggesting I can't speak up for myself. You need to be a squeaky wheel. You need to be able, sometimes you have to be able to speak up for yourself or for others, uh, like family members, aka my son. Um, I was told this, and I let this sit in my mind, and I let it like marinate. And I thought, oh my goodness, and do I not stick up for myself? Which is horrible because that means that I found truth in a statement in some way, even though there's the other part of me that's like, what do you mean? You do speak up for yourself. You do go after what you want or what you need in life. Because if you didn't, why would you go and break up with the first person, which was the pediatrician for your son, if you didn't do that? So for a couple of days after I was told this by this person, I marinated in it and I tried to make it my truth, which is just horrendous. And it makes me so upset with myself. But I also feel that there was a lesson in it. And the lesson was this: if I accept what someone else says, then I partially accepted their truth that they had for me. And for 2023, I am cutting those ties. I am cutting those cords to 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 other people's truth that they put onto me because they projected onto me or they felt a certain way because of what they saw for 2 seconds. Um, I need to cut that. I need to see my truth, my value, and my worth. And I don't do that often. I I should, just like all of you should. And again, this is not selfish. It is beautiful to see your worth because when you see your worth, you set the boundaries that you need. You set um you have a happier life because you're your genuine self and you show yourself the beauty of yourself. Because as you know, we've talked about it a lot, we all have that inner person that's mean and nasty and rude. So, this year, my word is going to be learning well, I guess it's a term instead of a word, but it's going to be learning safety in my vulnerability, working on my phobia with death, which we'll eventually get into it probably at the end of the year so I can learn about it and figure out why and what it is and so on and so forth. Um, and then it would be keeping true to my truth and not to what other people keep putting on me. Because, and I know I'm not alone. I know everybody is given something by someone or told uh, by someone like, this is who I think you are. But you know what? It's time for us to turn around because I'm assuming this is me like walking away, right? They just said, this is who I think you are. I was walking away. I'm going to turn around and be like, I do not accept this. This is not my truth. Good day. Because I don't believe I should have taken so much time and allowed that statement to hurt me. But because I did not trust myself and because I did not fully believe in myself, I fell into the trap of believing what this person said to me. And I held on to it. And then I took it to therapy and, you know, went through it again. And the reason why I bring it up now is because I need to remember who Brie is from Brie, not from, well, I was gonna choose random names, but the point is not from someone else that's not Brie, not the people that have not been inside my mind and my body and my soul. And I think that needs to stand firm. I need to stand firm in this because the when I went and had to show myself, because I had to be like, okay, little Brie, um, you are a person that fights for yourself. I had to show, like I fight for my son with a pediatrician. I fought for my medical health because I had to, go through a lot of things to get to where I am to have my son. I was told that I had a quote unquote bad period. But as we all know, endometriosis is endometriosis. It's a spoony lifestyle. So, uh, it wasn't a bad period. So with all that being said, my goal is to stand in my truth defined by me. And let me tell you something. Ever since I became a mother, I now understand the term of mama bear, and I have a roar. I will fight for my son, uh, for his health, for obviously the things that I can fight for, because obviously there are things that he's gonna have to learn on his own. And as we progress with his age, I'm gonna have to realize that there are certain things I cannot control. It'll be in his hands. But when it comes to what this person was suggesting, I fight for him. And basically, they're suggesting I don't speak up for my son, but it's hysterical because if she listened to the podcast, she would know that um, we broke up with the pediatrician for a reason. But then again, I should not have to justify this because she is not anyone that is significant in our lives. She was like a 5 minute kind of thing, you know what I mean? And that sounds weird, but the point is that she's not like a um anybody that I like know on a personal basis. So, with that being said, in the 5 minutes of her judging who I am, um, I allowed myself to let someone that knew me for 2 seconds. I mean, I know I keep changing the the time, but my point is the amount of time that she knew me is nothing. Um, I allowed her to take over and make me question myself. And that is not okay. Because that kind of goes back to the first year where I talked about taking my power back of me trying to like give it out like candy again. Like, here's my power. Here you go. I feel like it's a constant battle in life with power. And power, I'm not talking about like the gross side of power, um, like politically speaking. I'm talking about power of yourself, of your soul, of your person, of your you. And that person letting people walk all over you, letting people take advantage, letting people explain to you who they define you as who you are, that is not okay. That is a huge red flag. And that is a me thing that I need to make sure I work on. So, if you hear my son in the background, he's going to be joining us for these podcasts too. So with that being said, I'm learning about keeping my power and stop trying to give it back to others, as well as showing my teeth and my roar because, baby, I am a fighter. I will fight and I will go after what I need to. And when I say this, I'm talking not physically. I mean like what a, with the medical teams that work with my son, with the medical teams that work with me, like that kind of fight, because that is what is meant to happen. So, um, I am even though I officially already did this, I'm going to do this on my podcast. I officially send the words back to the girl. She may keep them, discard them. They are not accepted. That is not my truth. Um, and my son is being looked after, when it comes to his health and what we need to do. And even when I don't know the answer, I do my research. I talk to other people that have gone through the things that he may need to go through. I have, I, I'm a planner. When I set out to go after something, I will do it. So that truth was not my truth, and I need to practice this year. I need to remember. It's like Mufasa. Simba, remember who you are. That's what this declaration is today. I am Brie. Hear me roar. Now, I would try to roar, but I don't like my voice, number one. And number two, um, I don't think it would sound as like extreme that I need it to sound. Like the thought that I have of what my roar would sound like is a lion's roar. I love their roars. I love that it like echoes in the area that they're in. So if you need to hear the roar, go look up an angry lion and hear them roar. Or a lioness, because my favorite, well, I shouldn't say my favorite because I have many, but one of my favorite animals is literally the lion and the lioness. Um, so with that being said, I feel that it has to be a lion roar. It just makes sense. Like, even though they say mama bear, I want to be mama lioness because I don't feel like a bear fits me, but what they are describing when they talk about a bear, it makes sense. But I feel like lion is my vibe. So that was a side note, a little side thing there. Unfiltered is back, and it will be back because this is me unfiltered. There are plenty of things I'm gonna need to unfilter this year, like I did last year. And what better way than to bring it back on the first episode of season 3? Welcome to Unfiltered, baby. Uh, I should add that this is also the year that I will be getting my jaw surgery done, which is insane because I cannot believe we're even here in the year. Now this is not the end of my braces journey because as many of you know, I still have to keep the braces on for about the whole plan with the surgery and everything was going to be a 36 to 37 month plan. My surgery is supposed to come this year, and then on February 22nd, that will be my second year. So next year, February 22nd, 2024, if everything works out, if things go well, I should be getting my braces off. We will see. That'll be exciting when that happens and shocking as well. So, um, I will not know when surgery is officially until probably February. That's what I've been told multiple times. So, February is probably going to be when we find out when the surgery actually is going to be. So, a lot of things are happening this year. We've got the jaw surgery, being a new mama to a baby. Every month with him is I feel like a new lesson, a new learning curve. Um, and just I get to learn more about his communication with me. And it's beautiful. He has been so much fun. I really do love this man so much. It's unreal. I keep saying it, but like, whoa, whoa. I never felt a love like this where I want to protect my baby. Now obviously again, I've said I'm gonna have to keep in check with myself because I can't be a helicopter parent where he doesn't necessarily learn life or doesn't get to live life in like we have been able to, but obviously, he's gonna learn. Just let's just say he's not gonna not learn what he needs to with the um what's good and bad. But the point of it all is that, I will have to let go of some of the control that I think I have, which is that control of like, I don't want him to hurt ever. Well, that is not gonna happen. I can't stop that. He will get hurt. It's just gonna be learning him or teaching the tools on what to do in those scenarios. And sometimes it's literally just feeling it, crying through it, so on and so forth. So, anyway, I went on a tangent on that one. But that is what we're doing for 2023. And I'm so excited. I'm so happy we're back. I just can't wait to see where we go, who we talk to. Um, I'm kind of partially winging it in some ways because I don't have like a set list, but I know along the way I'm gonna have what I need and what, my listeners need to hear. So I'm excited for this new chapter. I'm excited to just bring bring it up. Blech. Wow. I'm excited to just live 2023 and see what happens. Even though my son sounds like he's sad, it's just because he he's sitting next to me and he'd rather be in my arms. So, because of that, I'm gonna bounce. But I can't wait to see you guys in 2 weeks. Um, you are worthy, you are loved, you are cherished, and I am so very proud of you. Until next time on the Brie Pod. Bye.